Welcome to the second video for CAPP quarterly reporting. This video will provide guidance on how to complete the quarterly report. If you've not yet watched video 1, Getting Started, I recommend that you do. It provides an overview of the template plus basic guidance on using Excel. To begin reporting, we're going to start on the Coalition tab. Each of the reporting pages is laid out basically the same. Along the top is guidance on what to include in the open data entry fields below the colored header bar. To start, in the yellow highlighted cell, you click in that cell and then you can use the slider bar to locate your contract number. Once you've highlighted it, click. It will autofill all the required cells where that number is needed. In this example, this service area is covered by 2 coalitions. Enter the coalition name, the counties covered by that coalition, and the meeting dates. I recommend that when completing this form, for each coalition meeting, you enter a separate line to keep track of those dates. This example, the second coalition, the Youth Coalition, met on August 23rd, and then the Family Coalition met again on 9/15. During that meeting, got all the members to sign the initial charter, and so they were able to submit that charter to PCA Iowa on 9/30. There is a reminder that you do need to send your meeting minutes to cap@pcaiowa.org, as well as the initial charter once that's signed. All of the report forms have cells for success stories, challenges, and comments. I am not entering information in these cells for this video, but please do take advantage of sharing information with us. It's very important for us to be able to tell the story about CAPP services in Iowa. In Activity 1, once the agency ID number is pre-filled, then the county drop-down menu is restricted to the counties in that service area. Select the county, the city, partner type. Under partner type, there's 3 options: school, none, or not available, or applicable, and other. If you pick a school, then enter the name of the school. In this case, I'm showing curricula love notes being delivered in each one of these towns. I've reported the grade, and you can note various different options for entering that information. Under status, there's 3 options: in progress, completed, or canceled. If it's in progress, at the end of the quarter, you may not have completed all required sessions. So in this case, I'm going to change this back to a lesser number because we've not completed all these sessions, but we do have 25 students and 2 adults. When you enter the adults, that would not be counting any volunteers participating in the course delivery with you, but it would count any teachers or other parents or other people who would be attending that course with the students. Because this is in progress, I'm going to remove the completion date, and once you've entered information to remove it, just simply hit the delete key. In the example where Love Notes was scheduled but canceled, I did enter a completion date because even though it was canceled, these 3 sessions are done. Under the success stories and challenges, in this example, I did enter some information. The Y was very supportive of the program, and we are going to try it again, but we realized that we did not do enough public awareness prior to the course to increase our attendance, and even the number of students that did attend were not there on a regular basis during those few sessions that we offered. So we just felt like it would be in our best interest to cancel the course and try it again at another time. So I'm reporting it canceled, but it was completed during that quarter. Activity 2, The curriculum options are restricted to the curricula available for this activity, reported the different grades, and the completion dates. I'm going to do another example of in progress, show you how to complete this. In activity 2, the curriculum being provided is draw the line, respect the line. I've entered the various grades to the different schools and the number of implementations, etc. Again, we have 1 in progress, and so I'm not going to show a quarter completed when I submit this. Activity 3. In this example, we have 2 curriculums that are being provided. We've listed the counties, the cities, the towns. These are all being done in schools, so I've listed all the school names. When you come over and look at the status, just as a review, the status is either completed, canceled, or in progress. If it's in progress, there is no date entered at the end of the quarter. If it's canceled because I don't have any sessions, it really didn't matter if I entered a date or not because there was nothing to report. Since it was canceled, I shouldn't have any information in here. You could, if you wanted to, enter information in your comments to explain why that course was canceled. Activity 4A. Now we're moving from specific criteria to topics. In the topic drop-down menu, there is a list of various types of presentations you might make. Select the one that is most appropriate. If you don't find anything in this list that fits your topic, select Other at the bottom of the list, and then describe that topic in the Other column. Once again, enter the counties, the towns, your partners, etc. And in this case, we have 1 that's in progress, and I'm reporting 2 that are completed, but I know that I've got 3 more scheduled. So I'm going to come back during the next quarter, increase that to 5, and then I will mark it complete at the end of quarter 2. Outreach. Outreach includes various types of activities, and I've provided an example of each one of these activities from the drop-down menu. So we have awareness materials, radio and TV, social media, online, tabling events, and presentations. There's also an Other in the drop-down menu at the bottom, so if the type of outreach you are providing is not one of these, then select Other and describe it in this column. You'll notice that depending on the type of outreach, it may be appropriate or not appropriate to enter some of the information for towns and partners, etc. If your activity, such as radio, social media, and online activities, cover more than 1 county in your service area, there's options in this menu selection, not only to select a specific county, but you could select multiple if it covers 2 or more counties in your service area, or if it covers all of the counties in your service area, select all. Under Count, you enter the number of times this outreach was provided during the quarter. So for awareness materials, on 2 occasions we delivered written material. We delivered a total of 200 written documents. So we delivered flyers to a library and a medical clinic. We delivered those on different occasions, so we're reporting it as 2 activities for a total distribution of 200 materials. For the radio, we know that there's approximately a 10,000 person audience for the time period that we provided information. Also, I want to point out in this example, I made some notes under Other comments. So for the radio, you might do a PSA or an interview. We did 3 interviews and reached 10,000 people. Social media, we had weekly posts in Facebook with 25 likes. So we're counting for the quarter, a count of 12 posts with 25 likes. For online, we've done a monthly newsletter So we do that 3 times during the quarter, and we have 100 people subscribed to our newsletter, so we're reaching 100 people. Not 300 people, 100 people 3 times. Then under tabling events, we've kept track of the number of people who've stopped by our booth and we picked up material or talked about our services. So that's where we get these numbers and presentations. We know the number of the people in the audience. In this example, we were invited to come back again. We met twice with 16 people. Activity 5 is for referrals. Simply enter the county where the service was provided, the number of referrals made, and the quarter it was completed. Again, use these spaces to provide success stories, challenges, or other comments. The next 2 tabs are for optional services. You may or may not need to fill these out. If you are providing pregnant and parenting services, complete Activity 5. I've provided 2 examples. One is where you're completing all the information. The second example, because there is only one adolescent involved, we didn't want to provide any additional identifying information. So we're very limited on what we are providing. This is perfectly fine. Please notice the instructions along the top. For Activity 6, out-of-home placement, one example, enter the county, the town, the name of the facility. In this case, we don't have a drop-down menu, so just provide a brief description of the service being provided, the number of sessions, hours, and teams, and the quarter it was completed. I'm going to skip the new activity tab. If we do find we need to use this tab in the future, I'll have another video or we'll do a webinar to get everybody up to speed on using that. I'm going to click over to the report. This tab is available for your use as you choose to use it. There are 2 highlighted areas that you need to fill out. One is making sure that each quarter you change the report period. It is cumulative. If you were doing this at the end of March, for example, you would want to change this to July through March, so you pick up all 9 months. Using your contract, service delivery, and budget form, enter in these yellow cells the number of adolescents projected to be served in your total contract. So I just made up these numbers, but as you change these, you'll see that over here, the numbers that you've actually completed are pulled in. It pulls it from the All tab, which I'll show you in a minute, and then it calculates out of 250 projected, you're at 20% complete. So use this as you choose. There is a section at the bottom for comments should you want to notate the curricula you're using or any other information. The All tab, now that we have entered information in your activity tabs, it's pulling information into this one-page tab. This gives you one page where you can look to see all the activities. It will pull it in for the entire year. It provides a sum along the top for implementations, sessions, etc. all the way across. It does not, as you'll see, pull in any written comments under challenges, successes, or other comments. For those, we will refer back to the actual activity tab. If you see an error, something that needs to be updated while you're looking at this report or this page, you cannot change the data here. You will need to return to Activity 1 or Activity 2 to make those updates. You can also tell that Activity 1 title bar is in blue. We've tried to provide a little bit of color coding. Your report is now complete for quarter 1. So I'm going to show you how to save it. File, save as, save this as the contract number 20-049, quarterly report ending 2019.09. Save. All you do is email this to CAPP@PCA Iowa. And then for quarter 2, What I'm going to show you is an example of how to complete this for quarter 2. This was early reported as in progress, but now it is completed. I will update this information and report it was now completed in quarter 2. And the same thing with this one. So now that this quarter is selected, this Q completed date is selected, this information, this data will now be pulled into our master report that we submit to Department of Human Services. In addition to updating any prior information, of course, you would go through and add any additional activities that you've completed this time period. So that's true of activities 1, 2, 3. You would update your outreach activities. You would update your referrals and make sure all of this is dated. Once you are completed, go to the report. You would now change this to report period through December. And we're going to save this as Q report ending 2019-12. And that's it. So that concludes the video for reporting. If you have questions or comments, please send an email or give me a call.